Okay, take two. I don't know why my video decided to shut itself off, but it did. So here we go again. I am Delusion Dispeller. I'm going to talk to you today about an aspect of the narcissistic abuse. What I'm going to be talking to you about is right after you come out of the situation or you're at the tail end of it, how you feel, how to deal with those feelings, how to start your recovery, etc. So let me come on from that department here. Alright, okay, so you've just gotten out of the relationship, or you're at the end of it. What might you be feeling? And let's talk about some of those feelings. Today we're going to talk about anger and revenge thoughts. Anger, wanting to get even. For me personally, it was about wanting to make her feel something, anything, just so she could hurt a fraction of the way she hurt me. Because through the whole relationship, it was all about me feeling all these deep, painful feelings and this torment inside. And it just seemed like she didn't feel a thing. I do remember one thing, though. I was thinking about this the other day. There was one time where, even during the relationship, apparently I was pushing her so that I could see her break. I just wanted to see her cry, see her feel, anything. And I remember her getting on the microphone or the phone or whatever it was. It was either on the computer or on the phone, I can't remember. I think it was on the computer, yeah. And on the speaker, she would just say, "Laura, do you think I don't have any feelings? Do you think I'm just like a stone? I can't feel a thing? Well, you're wrong. You want to see me feel? Here you go. This is me feeling." And then she just bawled and was crying and whatever. And so it was like, I don't know, it was very dramatic. I'm not saying she wasn't hurting. She probably was, because I was really pushing, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I was doing whatever I could to get her to just finally snap, so I could see that she was human and maybe feel better about being with her, like I wasn't with just this mean monster robot or something like that. Anyways, as long as your fury stays in the feeling state, you're okay. Breathe deeply, let yourself embrace it and experience it. You won't die, I promise. Just don't act out your revenge or your anger. It's not how you feel that matters, it's what you do with those feelings. You were hurt, and you were unjustly hurt in most cases. You did not deserve what you got. So feeling angry is perfectly normal and perfectly okay. Let yourself just go with it. Okay. When I felt revenge feelings, and I went on medicine to deal with those issues, I started noticing her digs at me, in text and even on the phone sometimes when we were still talking. And I remember stepping back and seeing her dig at me and confronting her about it, and just feeling empowered, like, you can't do this to me anymore. Okay, this is my husband acting ornery while I'm making a video as usual. I can't understand what you're saying. Yeah, okay. So, anyways, so I felt very empowered, and you will too. When you start having these feelings and letting yourself feel them and not act on them, but I'll tell you in a minute other ways to handle them. And I also started feeling not just empowered, but like I didn't need her anymore. When I started realizing I could confront her and say, "Hey, I see what you just typed, and I know what your motive was behind it." And no matter how she argued with me and said, "Oh no, I can't believe you thought that about me. I would never do that to you. I don't feel that way. You're wrong." I knew better at that point, because the medicine had slowed my brain cells down long enough that I could process what was going on. I can't tell you the amount of people I have talked to that either have ADD or something. You get on the phone with them and they talk a mile a minute, or they just were so wounded that they're trying to process it all and trying to make sense out of it all, and they just can't slow their brain down. If you need to get on medicine, please do it. Trust me, it is so worth it. Even if it's temporary, you can come off of medicine. You don't have to live on it the rest of your life. But while you need it, please get on it so that you can step back and stop letting this person control every aspect of your life and your emotions. So anyways, when I got to that point, I knew inside of me that I would be okay without her. I didn't need this person anymore to tell me who I was, to tell me how to dress, to tell me what makeup to wear, to tell me how to eat, and all that other stuff. Now, to be fair to her, I did put her in that place because I thought I needed her to do that. But at this point, I didn't need her anymore after I finally came to my senses, so to speak. Okay, the next thing, besides embracing the anger and allowing yourself to go, journal, journal, journal. Write it down. Please write it down. Write down your thoughts. Allow yourself to go there within reason in your mind. If you need to, put an empty chair in front of you and pretend the person's picture is on there or the person's sitting there and just let loose. You will not die. It'll feel like you're going to die. You'll probably sob violently and just really lose it for a while. But you're not going to die. It just feels like it. It'll be all right. And if you have panic attacks, have a supportive person there with you. Or do it in a therapist's office. Do what's safe for you. I would never tell you to do something that's going to throw you over the edge into mental breakdown or something. The next thing is get help. Find a mental health counselor, find a therapist, find a dialectical behavior therapist, or a cognitive behavioral therapist, or a family health counselor, whatever you can afford, whatever you can find, and talk to them about what happened. Make sure they understand narcissism and borderline and all those kind of things. Like getting on medicine if you need to slow down your thought processes. And you can be able to step back out of it and see things objectively. Work on you. Get a book called The Language of Letting Go. It's a really good book. You can read it daily. Very short little readings. And it'll really empower you even more and make you see that you cannot control another person, but they also cannot control you unless you allow them to in normal situations. What I mean by that is if you're an abused child and you're stuck with parents that are abusers, yeah, to an extent you're kind of stuck there unless you can tell a safe person and get out of the situation. But unfortunately in this day and age the court systems are often putting abuse victims back in the abuse. So sadly that seems to be the case. But if you're an adult watching this, and even if you are a child and you can get help and get out of the situation, do it. Find yourself again. Work the 12-step program. You know, the one that says that we are nothing without God. We surrender everything to Him. We can't do anything without Him. We release our will and our mind and our thoughts and emotions to Him, etc. The serenity prayer. Lord, grant me the courage to accept the things, or how did it go? Lord, grant me the courage to change the things I can, accept the things I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Something like that. And I'm not perfect at the serenity, but it's a really good thing to keep, you know, close by you. Because there are going to be times you need to know the difference between what you can change and what you can't. Who you can help and who you can't. And you need to step back and realize that you are not everybody's answer to their problems. Get them the help that they need if you need to. Don't step back and do nothing, but don't feel like it's your obligation to save the world either, because it's not. Pray, meditate, get quiet, observe. Do not overanalyze endlessly. You cannot make the narcissist come back and turn into this good person that you thought they were. You fell in love with an image, an illusion, a mirage. Who you saw in the end was who is really deep down inside that person. The person that you've been dealing with all along is not the real person. It's a mirage, a mask, if you will. You just can't change another person. So accept that and work on finding yourself. The first thing the narcissist takes away from you is your identity, and the next thing is your objectivity, and the third thing I would say is they isolate you from your friends, your family. They start causing you to doubt that people really mean what they say, and we'll get all into that probably on another tape. I want to keep this short. But stay tuned. I'm not sure what will be on the next tape, but I hope you learned a little bit about handling, you know, right after you break up and those feelings that are very, very normal. Just go with it. It's going to be okay. If you need help, look me up. delusindispeller@gmail.com. God bless.